The sales staff at dealerships right now are quitting in droves. The manufacturer rose the MSRP to the moon over the last few years, and the dealership was adding market adjustments and addendum stickers, and they're still doing it till this day, some of them. And repo rates are up, people can't make their payments, prices are so high. And did you know the United States sold fewer cars in 2024 than they did in 2016? And I can guarantee you one thing, there are probably double the amount of salespeople. Over the last few years, car dealerships stacked up deep with salespeople because they're full commission. They don't cost a dealership anything if they don't sell. And people hate the car buying process. Dealing with the salesperson, normally they don't know anything about the car. All they're trying to do is be so annoying, get your phone number, and so they can call you over and over again when you leave. And that's what I'm hearing too, is salespeople are calling for 30, 60 days straight right now. They're so desperate. And turnover has always been high at dealerships, but it's higher now than it's ever been. And it just sucks because the customer just wants to buy a car, but he goes to the dealership, he gets surrounded by salespeople, and a lot of dealerships are going to run after you. Whoever gets to you first, it's their up. And customers just hate the buying process with most traditional dealerships. They would rather just buy directly from the manufacturer, but we're legally not allowed to. We legally have to go to a dealership if we want to buy a new vehicle in the United States because of franchise laws. And with repo rates up and all these people having more negative equity than ever, they go to the dealership, they try to get a new car. Well, sir, you need to put 5K, 10K down because you're so upside down. We can't get you approved, or we need proof of income, proof of that. I still think lending is way too easy to get, especially for vehicles. You can get lending left and right still right now, but it is starting to tighten up a little bit. They're starting to say, hey, we need proof of income, we need this, we need money down, because there's something called their loan loss provision, which is money the banks put aside for people who don't make their payments. And those accounts continue to rise because they have to keep putting money in their loan loss provision because people aren't making their payments, which means they have to be a lot tighter when they underwrite the deal. So banks are saying no more often now. They work the customer, they get them to sign the credit app, and they're like, oh, we can't get you approved anyways. And they lost so many customers. Think about if you're doing a market adjustment and all these stupid addendum stickers with, the nitrogen-filled tires, the resist-all for $700, all this stupid stuff. Think about how many long-term customers that dealership lost. So let's say they had one that was a family going again and again and again. If they found a dealership in your local area that wasn't doing market adjustments, they're like, I'm never going back to that dealership ever again. So there's something called a mini, which is the least amount they can get paid when they sell that new or used car. And those minis are very common right now, especially on new. If you're a smart consumer and you're calling around, getting big discounts, fighting the dealership to get the best deal. But is it even really a good deal? That's what so many people are saying. Because the manufacturer rose the price, even with the rebate and the dealer discount and all this stuff, it's not enough off. So more people are deciding to keep their old cars, so they're not coming in, they're not trading in, they're not doing this and that. So the salespeople are just sitting there waiting, saying, hey, where's all the customers? Where are they at? And again, they're only paid commission, so they don't get paid if they don't sell. And that's why when you hit that lot, they're running after you, trying to get to you. And I think people are tired of the whole dealership process, because even if you go to service, they're going to try to screw you over. If you go to the parts department, they're going to probably overcharge you. So the whole thing at dealerships are like, you know what? I'm going to try to stay far, far away. And let's be honest, since all these car salespeople got into car sales in 2020, 21, 22, and they're going to start struggling, they're not making the paychecks they were, and they're like, okay, I need to go somewhere else. They're hopping around. Do you even feel sorry for them? No, because guess what? They didn't feel sorry when they were doing market adjustments, when they were doing addendum stickers, and they're probably still doing part of that now, just maybe not the market adjustment part. Before 2020, there's really only one way to run a successful franchise dealership, and that was on a volume basis. Then 2020 happened and they switched to a gross basis. So volume, they want to sell as much volume. They don't even care if they make any money on the front end gross profit when they sell that new vehicle. But gross, they want to make as much money up front as they possibly can. So that's some market adjustments, addendum stickers, all that stuff, selling at MSRP, no dealer discounts. You guys remember when there was no inventory, and some dealers are still drinking the Kool-Aid doing that now. But it just honestly doesn't work. You screw your customers over, you sell less volume, you get less service, you get less everything. It's better to go volume basis, cut prices and sell as much volume as you can. And so as dealerships switched over to gross, all those dealerships are just gross and they can't get off of it. They were like, I used to make $10,000 on a new car during 21, 22, and now that's all changed. We're going back to how we had it before. You don't make nothing on new cars. You make, if anything, on the back end gross, not on the front end. And that comes right out of the salesperson's paycheck. They get paid a little bit less, but still, do they need to get paid more when they sell one single vehicle? No, they should sell as much volume as they can. This should be a volume game, and they just completely switched it up. So it's getting a little bit harder for these salespeople to sell some of this overpriced inventory, especially the old new stock, which is something that's becoming super common. How are they going to sell a 2022 or 2023 that's on the lot right now, sitting sitting there. And a lot of times it's the greedy dealerships that got stuck with it. They tried to do a market adjustment when it first came in. No one bought it, no one bought it, no one bought it, and it's still there today. And now they're finally discounting a little bit. But let me know what you think. Salespeople quitting all over the place. Have a great day and stay blessed.